little bit better. Hey everybody, how's it going? Good? For those of you who haven't heard, my name is John Gray, and I'm from Wausau, Wisconsin. To give you a little backstory, I am a full-time student, and I like to say that because it's a bit more classy than saying unemployed. My name is John Gray. That's 4 letters in the first name and 4 letters in the back name, and that's a little bit boring, but it's better than what my mom wanted to name me. My mom wanted to name me Forrest Alexander Gray. And that's not too funny to begin with, but think of the initials. Yeah, that wouldn't be fun at all. Alright, I'm going to start this off with a poll. Let's have a show of hands. How many people here have a family? Okay, I'm seeing some hands. It's not as many as I thought, but you know, whatever works for you. Okay, another one. How many people love family vacations? And how many people hate family vacations? Even numbers. I used to hate family vacations. I used to hate family vacations. I'd make up excuses to get out of going, such as I have gangrene or a test tomorrow. Not exactly on the same level, but I started like going to family vacations after I started to understand the insults that my family shot each other across the campfires in the middle of the night. My mom would walk up, "Hey, honey, how many sausages do you want for breakfast?" And my dad would answer honestly, and then he'd always have one snide remark afterwards, like, "Oh, well, you only have one sausage, won't you, honey?" I was 16 before I started to understand what that meant. And then I became one of my uncles when I got a girlfriend. "Hey, John, you need to hold your rod a little bit higher if you want to catch a fish." I already caught a pretty damn good fish holding my rod the way I am now. I even got it wet. But everyone says their family's insane, and I think mine actually is. One year, we had my 80-year-old grandmother. We gave her half of a beer. By the time that beer had run its course, I had 10 of my aunts and uncles trying their hardest to keep this 80-year-old woman from taking her top off. It's just completely messed up. Switching topics from the elderly to the youth. I don't exactly like the elderly, but I love kids. You know, when you see a kid walk by you about yay high, you just want to reach them and you want to pet it, you know. But you can't do that these days. They'll call you a pervert, they'll have you sent to jail. So what can you do? I want to see what the parents would do if I just pushed them. You know, I just came up behind them and just pushed them, watched the little new limbs flail for almost half a second before they hit the ground, eyes wide, mouth open like a fish that just got swatted out of a river. What would you do, parents? What would you do? Some scrawny little, tiny little lumberjack of a man like me just pushed your kid right over. You can't call him a pervert, but you can call the police, and that's the moral of the story. No, but I can't wait to be a father. Hey, I heard you just had a baby. Thanks. You're delicious. You eat a lot of babies, sir? My friend just got a beware of dog sign, and he hung it up in his apartment. And, he's got a little tiny little, like a chow, a little wiener dog. I just have to give him guff over it. The shots he carry a knife these days, he's clawed and dangerous, he's on the run from a long paw of the law, but he's even slapped a bitch or two. It's okay. What's there going on? They're enjoying the show too. I hate going to. Next time I'm at a restaurant, I decided that when the waiter reaches for the menus, I'm just going to reach up and I'm going to try to shake his hand. Won't that be in the boxes? It's like when you're at the movie theater and the movie patron guy gives you a ticket and he says, "Here, enjoy the movie." and you reply with, "You too." What do you do in that kind of situation? Social interaction doesn't always come easy. I know it doesn't come easy for me. I'm a person who's not good at anything whatsoever. I managed to light the shower on fire one year. I didn't know you could do that. Check that off the list, man. I try to stay away from the political jokes. Those don't usually go over that well, but I'm just gonna forego that. I know about a couple of years ago, we stopped calling this the war in the Middle East. We stopped calling it a war. We started calling it a conflict. And that's all well and good, but the war on terror sounds a lot better than the conflict on terror. And I'm just imagining that for spontaneous lighting. I'm just imagining that translated into America for, like the war on drugs, the conflict on drugs. I can see the druggies now. I don't have a conflict. I'll have a Coke. Tell them eating that one. But as I was saying, the political jokes is how I usually choose not to tell them. I think I'm not a huge fan of Fox News. And I know some people are, so you might not want to let this one sing. I'm sorry. I think their teleprompter suffers from autocorrect. I think when they really say Obama's a Muslim, I think they really mean to say we're not a credible news source. But it's close enough. But speaking of problems in America, the one that really struck home was the problem with obesity that we were really going through a couple years ago. I hate it when people say, "Oh, I'm big because it runs in my family." No, you're big because nobody runs in your family. And I don't know how I connect. The natural order for this is it goes from a joke about obesity to a joke about poop. It's not really a joke, really. I don't have a joke for this one, but if water is the most precious thing on earth, why do we poop in it? You might not know an answer now, but this is going to keep you up at night. You're just going to be laying in bed in the middle of the night. Why do we poop in water? Comedian to some, profits for others. It's this guy. I like to get comfy when I'm bullshitting my way through the night. I sprayed mosquito repellent on a mosquito once. That will never have any friends. So an Irishman walks into a bar. No, wait, I think I wrong. So an Irishman walks out of a bar. And that's a joke. And I can say that because I'm Scottish, and we practically live in bars. That joke is called Irish People Are Drunks. I got an email last week from African Love Express. It's the one email I won't open unless I have a Trojan. That email is called I Don't Want These. I'm emotionally unstable though, I really am. My emotional horses have nowhere to sleep. This is a section where I do one-liners. So, I'm pretty sure this generation is the generation that had Star Wars. You ever seen that person Star Wars at the buffet? It's always like, unlimited pasta! What? What's this? Oh! And vagina. I think I was more from the generation that had swag.
You're making me feel oh, I'm sorry, am I in your way?
Ever go to a grocery store and just want to fuck shit up? every time I go to like Walmart or something, it's just condoms for everyone. The bananas belong with the ice cream. Candy for breakfast. You know, Skittles. Everywhere. Taste the rainbow. And you might not agree with it because you might have worked at a grocery store once and you're like, oh, that's not fun at all. Well, that's okay because thousands of people around the world every single day are wrong. Speaking of wrong, insane clown posse. I think those guys originally wanted to be clowns, but then they said, screw it, let's be assholes instead. I want to do that. I want to just wake up one day and just say, I want to be a jerk. And as soon as I go outside, I want to push my neighbor's dog over and flip off the mailman. And then go start a band and call it Guns N' Roses. If this never makes it onto the internet, I will probably be sued by Axl Rose for that. Might be the last time, this might be my last appearance. But no, I digress. Being a jerk's not a good thing to be. My neighbors were jerks. I don't really have a joke for this one either, but they put their 4-year-old girl's hamster cage right behind my back door. They hated this thing. They didn't want to tell their little girl that they hated their hamster. They wanted to say that the prick next door killed her hamster and that he's an evil person and he should go to hell. Who does that? Cellcom. Enjoy the party. Give us a clubs.